Hi, Anup. Hi, Hema. Hi, Hanumant. Good evening, guys.
Hi,
And
Vishal.
very good evening to all the students who are attending today's session. This is the fourth session in this series for interview readiness simulation. And as we have shared, today's our topic will be on basic user interface. So we have Hema with us, who will be simulating as the candidate. We have Anup with us, who will be the technical panelist, and Hanumant and myself, we will be the MR panelist. Okay. Now, many students would have joined for the first time in this simulation webinar. So I will highlight little bit about this TCS interviews. See, any TCS interviews, when it is conducted on this video conferencing, there are different panels. So first you will go through your technical round, followed by managerial round. Okay, and you will be asked to be with some identity card, either PAN card or Aadhaar card. That is a process where you will have to show that card on camera. A photograph will be taken, and followed by that, interview will start. Okay, so we are not doing those formalities. Let's right away switch on to our technical round. So over to Hema and Anup. Yeah, please, we can go on.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Hema. So, how are you? Hema, how are you?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, so shall we start? Okay. A simple question. What are the three layers in a system? The three different layers.
Sorry, sir. I couldn't recollect.
Okay, I will give some clues. Like,
sorry, Hema, if you can little bit come closer to the mic or increase your mic volume, please. Yeah, please.
So is it fine now, sir?
Yeah, this is better. Thanks.
okay, Hema. So you maybe heard about, say, data layer. Now I think you can understand. There are different layers in a system.
Right now, I couldn't recollect. I'm sorry for this.
Okay, then I myself will explain. Say we have a presentation layer will be there for a system. There will be an application layer will be there. Similarly, we have a data layer. Now, can you say an ordinary user or an end user is interacting with which of this particular layer?
Presentation.
Presentation layer. Okay. So our topic is about the presentation layer. So we will going through the different presentation layer technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. What is HTML? Can you just brief what is HTML?
So it's a hypertext markup language that designs the web page.
Okay, it's a markup language. Okay.
Hema, little closer if you can. Sorry. Yeah. Or a little louder.
Sure, sir. I'll be a little louder.
Okay. So it's a hypertext markup language. Agreed. What is markup? Any idea? Okay. What is hyperlink? Have you used any? By the way, have you worked in any of these particular technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript?
So I haven't worked much on it.
Can you give me an overview of yourself?
So I have done my graduation in Electronics and Communications Engineering from Andhra University. And I'm little interested in web development. I have gone to simple, working things, but not that much deep in that.
Okay, so can you give me one example that you have developed? Maybe in your college days or as a practicing purpose, whatever maybe.
Using UI, I haven't developed during college days, so but after that, I have just designed a simple page that shows the content, a simple HTML page. That's it, and a
Okay.
little bit of CSS.
Okay, that's fine. So have you used any hyperlink? What is mean by hyperlink?
Is used to connect two web pages through a link. I mean, on clicking. I'm sorry if I'm
Okay.
slow.
Oh, it's okay. So it is used to connect two web pages. So the target, so when you click on a particular text, it may be a link. I mean, if you're applying a hyperlink, it may be a link. Okay, agreed. So we can directly jump to another page, or can be able to move to another portion of the same page.
So we can move. I have seen
Move.
such examples, but I have never applied.
Okay. So hypertext. So we are converting a text to a hypertext. Is it possible to put in any other thing as a hyperlink, like an image, or is it possible?
Yes, sir. It's possible using image. I mean, we can use image tag and insert an image between anchor tags.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. What are heading tags in HTML? How many heading tags are there in HTML?
6 heading tags. 6. So 6
Can you
heading
repeat that?
tags.
Okay.
H1 to H6.
H1 to H6. Okay. So which one having the highest level?
H1 is having the highest, sir. H6 is the least.
Okay. Can you give me an example where we can use H1 and where we can use H6?
Main text can be with the H1 and any part of the page that we have to highlight or so. I mean, like bold or so, we can use H6 or a simple. So.
Can you mention in an application perspective, say I have a banking system. Say I have a banking system, say ABC Bank. Okay, so in that banking system perspective, where I can use H1 and where I can use H6.
Like a user, we can have like the transactions. So like pay now or so that can be.
Say assume that this is the homepage of ABC Bank. So where you can use, it's ABC Bank's homepage contains only certain text and some images, some newsletter, something like only that much is there. It doesn't contain any transaction. You don't need to worry on that. So in this particular page, where we can use H1 and where we can use H6.
H6. I mean, I'm not sure, but I feel like we can use the copyrights part.
That you mean by footer? Okay. Okay. Have you heard about a list in HTML? What are the different types of lists are available?
Ordered and unordered and description, but I haven't used description, but used ordered and unordered lists here.
What is the difference between ordered list and unordered list?
Particular numbering or lettering or Roman number like thing for order, and for unordered we'll get bullets or circles or the certain symbols.
Okay. What are the entities in HTML?
So I'm not aware of that.
Okay, leave it. Have you heard about containers in HTML? What is containers in HTML? Give me some examples also.
Like div.
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 Okay, div is it? Okay, that's correct. Can you give me another example? Okay. Have you heard about span?
Yes, sir. And inline.
Okay, span is also an example for a container. Can you tell me what is the difference between the div and span?
It's a block element, and whereas span is an inline container. So, I mean, like it starts from a new line when comes to div, and when comes to span, it starts in the same line, and it takes as much space as it needed. And when it comes to div, it takes the whole space. I mean, like for
Oh.
example, when using in a form, if we, I mean, we have an asterisk symbol, and for such cases or such error messages, we can use span. So that comes in the same line.
Okay. Have you used a form tag in HTML? What is the purpose of form tag?
Group all the form elements inside. So say for username or password, any other fields to group all the things together.
Okay, can you give me some examples for some form elements?
Text areas. So and date, just a minute, sir.
Okay.
So like label input and inside input, we'll be having many types. And that's it, sir. I couldn't recollect more than this.
Okay. Have you used a button in HTML? Have you heard about submit? Can you mention what is the difference between a button and a submit?
So in button, we can use an image or a text. Anything can be used inside a button. But if you're using like input type is equal to submit, we have to use only text for that. I mean, like the value will be displayed on the web page.
Any other thing?
We can call event attributes like on-click events for button
Is it
when
not
using
possible?
JavaScript.
Okay, is it not possible with the submit?
With the input, I have never used with that, sir.
Okay. What are the different events associated with a button? Have you heard, what is event, by the way?
Yes, sir, like on-click event or on-focus, mouse over, so such events.
Okay, so what is the most commonly used event for a button?
On-click events.
On-click event. So what is the behavior of on-click event?
Like if we click, I mean, if we have written any function for that in JavaScript, so on clicking that, it will take us to that function. And if addition, I mean, in addition to the form, if we are using that, it will do the validations for that.
Okay. Okay. So can we move to CSS? Okay. What is CSS? Don't say that cascaded style sheet.
It specifies the layout of the web page.
Layout of a web page. Can you elaborate more?
Additional styling can be applied to all the HTML elements using style sheets.
Okay. How can I apply color for a text element? Can you just mention what attribute I need to use? Say I need to display a particular text in red color.
We can give an inline styling as style with style attribute, and color is our property and red is our value.
Okay. So there will be an attribute and its value will be there. Okay. What are the different ways to create a CSS in a page?
Like inline, internal, and external CSS. So shall I elaborate, sir?
Yes, please.
To inline styling, we'll be giving between the head, I mean starting tag. So we'll give the style attribute and we'll be specifying our properties and values there, and this comes by inline. And when it comes to internal, we will define that inside head tags between a style tags. So using style tags, we'll be defining all that. I mean, whatever the attributes we want, we'll specify colors or any properties for them inside that. And when it comes to external CSS, we have to save a notepad file using .css, and then we'll be adding that inside our head section using link tag.
Which tag?
Link, sir, link.
Link tag. Okay. So what are the attributes in link tag? Any idea?
Yes, sir. Relative, Arial, and
Come again?
href, sir. Arial, sir. Relative, Arial
Oh.
and href.
Okay. Relation and href. Okay. So if you are comparing these three type of implementation, like inline, internal, and external, which one is faster?
External, sir.
External is faster. Sure.
It's more advantageous, I feel.
Okay. So what is the advantage of external CSS?
Like if you have so many similar pages, all these can be controlled by a single CSS file. That can be a
Okay.
disadvantage if you have a separate pages which have a predefined or other attributes also.
Do we have any advantage for inline style?
Like
Because we have an implementation called the inline style. So do we have any advantage for inline style?
if it is a shorter thing, it is advantageous. But if it is so long and if you want to have some corrections using inline, it takes so much time to correct all that.
In the rendering purpose, that means in a displaying perspective, which one is faster? Inline, internal, or external?
Aware of that. But I feel inline for that, sir, when it comes to displaying.
Okay, you're correct. Have you heard about ID selector and class selector? Okay, so yeah, please. Okay, so how can we define an ID selector?
Using hash, sir. It precedes the whatever the name we have given for ID, that will be preceding by hash inside our style section in our head.
Okay, then what about class?
Dot will be preceding class name, sir.
Okay. Can you give me an example where we can use a class selector and where we can use an ID selector? Do we, I mean, before that, is there any difference between these two?
Using class, we can style a group of elements, but using ID, that will be used only for a single or specific element.
Okay, that's correct. Okay, can you give me an example where we can use an ID selector, where we can use a class selector? I am taking the same ABC Bank page.
Like
I have a header ABC Bank. I have a footer. I agreed.
I mean, like if you are having so many p tags and if you're using one class name for all the things, and if you want any particular element or that particular thing to be displayed in a different style, we'll be using ID for that one specific element.
Okay. Okay, good. Shall we jump to JavaScript? Okay. What is JavaScript?
Scripting language used to program the behavior of a web page, sir.
Why it is JavaScript? I mean, the name I am telling. Why can't it be an ABC script instead of JavaScript? Okay. What syntax following by the JavaScript? Is it Python's?
It's Java, sir.
Pardon?
It's Java, sir.
It's Java. Okay. Say, what are the different approaches to define a function in a JavaScript? Just like you have mentioned a CSS. So what are the different approaches to define a method in JavaScript? I mean, in a file.
Same, sir. Internal and external we can use, sir.
Okay. In that we can use
So
internal.
like
Yes.
external, we'll be using script tags to link inside our head section. And when it
Okay.
comes to internal, we'll be using same script tags.
Okay, that's good. So which tag we are using to include a JavaScript in an HTML page?
Script tags.
Script tag. Okay. What is the difference between, there is a double equal operator as well as triple equal operator is there in JavaScript. You know what is the difference between these two?
Yes, sir. When using double equal to, it only checks for the value of it and it won't check for the type. And when it comes to triple equal to, it checks for both type and value.
Can
For
you
example,
give me
if we have
yeah, tell me, please.
a number which is of 5, I mean same var equal to 5 and another var equal to string 5. So we're using double equal to, it will result in true, and using triple equal to, it results in false, sir.
Okay, good. What is NaN in JavaScript? Pardon?
Not a number, sir.
Not a number. So how we can check whether a number is, whether a value is not a number or a number? Which method we can use? Any idea?
Using isNaN, we can check, sir.
We can use is.
Yes, sir. If you're having string in that, then it will result true. If you are having the number, it will result
Okay.
false.
Okay. I want to create a window in using JavaScript. How can I implement the same? Pardon?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of that.
Okay. Have you heard about alert? So what is the purpose of alert?
It shows the message to a user.
How the message is showing?
On click, sir. Like if you are clicking and
How the message is rendering or displaying in a web page or a screen?
pop-up box, like a pop-up box.
Okay, so alert is a function to create a pop-up box. Okay. Have you heard about prompt? So what is the difference between an alert and prompt?
By using prompt, we can give an input field for the user to give any input for that. So what we can give any question for the user, and we can give an input box for the user to enter his value using prompt.
Using prompt. Okay. Do we have any other option to show a window other than this prompt and alert?
Sorry, sir. It's confirm, sir.
Confirm. Okay. So what is the difference between an alert and confirm?
Using alert, it just displays the message, and using confirm, we'll have two buttons like OK and cancel, and that results in Boolean expression. Like if we click on OK, it results in true, and if we click on cancel, it results in false.
Okay. How can I submit a form using JavaScript? Is it possible to submit a form using JavaScript?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of that.
Okay. Say I have a text box. That text box I am using for entering a number. Beside that, I have a button is also there. When you click on the button, I need to validate whether you have entered something in that text box or not. how can I implement the same?
Like in a with the on-click event, if we call a function for that, and if we assign the value of the input field to a variable using document.getElement by ID or so, and if you're checking for that function whether it is null or not, we can do with that, sir, using JavaScript. So shall I repeat, sir?
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so how can I submit a form using JavaScript? Oh, that you didn't aware of that. Okay, leave it. Have you used this keyword in JavaScript? What is the purpose of this keyword in JavaScript?
I haven't used much, sir, but I have seen for one simple example, like in Java, if we are having so many objects for displaying one particular object, we'll be using this. I have known only one example for that, sir. I mean, like a constructor.
Okay. If I want to perform some mathematical operation, is JavaScript is providing any library for that purpose? Say I want to find the absolute value of a particular number. How can I perform that in JavaScript?
The JavaScript provides particular functions for as string operations as well as number, but I'm not aware of that in depth, sir.
Okay. Okay, Hema, that's good. Do you have any query? Okay, then over to Hanumant. You have managerial round also there, so Hanumant will take care of that. Thank you, Hema.
Good evening, sir.
Vishal, over to you. Vishal and Hanumant.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Adam.
Emma, you are able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
I'm able to hear you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, good evening. First to start with, have you done any academic projects as part of your curriculum?
Sir, I have done a project on antennas, sir.
Could you repeat?
I have done a project on antennas, sir.
Okay, okay. So what are the technologies and platforms involved in that project implementation?
Like we have used HFSS software, so high frequency structures and network for building that software designing and all. And we have built a project on dual band frequency rejection reconfigurable antenna, sir. I mean, like for say, if you want to use any particular frequency band, and if there are some other applications that are using a part of the band, so if we have to retain the whole information, we have to be able to eliminate a particular frequency, and for that we'll be using this frequency dual band frequency rejection reconfigurable antenna, sir.
Okay. So here, did you apply or use any IoT based boards or panels to identify frequencies and all? How do you handle that?
Like for frequencies, I mean, so we have created mostly for ultra wideband applications, so like 3 to 10 gigahertz. So in that, if there are any say for another application is using 3 gigahertz, so we'll be eliminating that. And for that, we'll be using a normal resonant frequency for that. So using that frequency, which is already given, we'll be placing that inside our HFSS and using that, we'll be getting other results.
I mean, it's a tuner, right? Tuner type.
I am not aware of the tune-up thing, sir. Yes.
You're setting up the frequencies, yes. Okay. And coming to next question. So, what kind of role or technology or any programming language you are expected you are expecting to work in TCS in case if you are selected?
I would like to work with web development itself, sir.
You want to work in web development?
Sir, you are not audible.
You want to work in web development? Okay. Let us assume that. So, TCS, is being, very big company, and we know the current requirements. So depending on the current requirements, if we don't have the kind of requirements what you are looking for, then how do you act on it?
Learning a new thing doesn't detain us from our passion on a particular thing. Is what I believe, sir.
So you will go ahead with the requirement, shown by the organization, or you are expecting, you want to go with, your aspirations like that.
So if I can, I'll use that as a stepping stone for my passion, or else definitely when there is a chance to express our views, I'll definitely express my passion, sir. And I would love to learn other things as well, so I'll just keep my 100%.
Okay. And next question. See, Hema, there are hundreds of associates are in line for the selection. Why do we select Hema only? I hope you understood the question, right?
Yes, sir.
There are 100 members are there competing with you. Why should we select from TCS, Hema only?
So what I feel like to answer this question,
Like unique, how you are different, indirectly to say how different you are technically, or work qualified, that type of things, anything like that. How different you are, why we should consider you for that. You got the question, right?
yeah,
Hanuman, can I just rephrase that question? I think she is little
Yes, yes.
confused here. Hema, tell us top 3 things about you, why TCS should select you. I think that's what the question is.
sir. So I'll be open to all the technologies. So I would love to learn new things, and I'll give my 100% for that. So one thing, sir.
Okay.
And the other thing is that if I have any difficulty, I can express that. I mean, I won't keep it up to myself, and I'll be free to express anything which I mean.
Okay. One more. I asked you
And
for
I'll support my team to the fullest, sir.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Yeah, Hanuman, I think you got the answer, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Going to next question, Hema. I know that from your, from the conversation, I heard that you are good at web technologies. How do you prove actually? Generally, see, let me say, take an example. I'm good at Python. How do I prove myself I'm good at Python? Like that, did you try any, testimonials like taking coding challenges, events through HackerRank or HackerEarth? Did you try?
In hackathons, I haven't tried, sir.
Okay. Any only for web technology you did not try it, or for any other technologies did you try?
No, sir. I mean, hackathons, I haven't tried, sir.
Okay. Okay. Hackathons you are not applied. Okay. Okay. One more. See. So there is let us assume that simple question. So you are placed in a project lead role. Okay. But there is a requirement came. For that requirement, you would require to implement in particular, language, in particular technology only. But in your team, nobody is having knowledge in that technology or programming language in which we are going to implement that new requirement. Got it? Being a team lead. Yeah. Just give your thought on it.
Like if none of our team has no knowledge on that field, then definitely I'll express the same and I'll ask for KT sessions, or like I'll provide KT sessions from management team to my team to get some insights from that, and then they can learn on that, them go on. And like that, I'll just make sure that in few time they'll be familiar with that new technology and then they can work on that. So this would be my approach, sir.
Okay. Okay. So if I ask you, Hema is a good team player or a team member?
Sir, to be frank, I don't know the difference between that, sir. So team member and team player, I feel that both are same.
Okay. Okay.
So every team member, if they are a good team player, then definitely the output will be the fullest, sir.
Then there is a difference, no? Every team member is a team player means you only told.
Yes, sir. Then, sir, I feel that they should be the same, sir.
Okay.
So definitely my answer for that would be team player, sir.
Okay, team player. That is right actually. Because team member, we can consider many times like individual contributor. Team player looks like, not only he won't target on his work only, but also, target and helps other team members and always tries to deliver or tries to in line to the team's goal and delivery. Okay. And coming to other certification, do you have any external, or any other certifications you have taken as part of, showcasing your knowledge on web technologies, like any external or internal certifications?
External certification, I have not done on web development, sir, but on other, I have done a long back, like discrete image processing.
Image processing.
Signal processing, sir, sorry for that.
Okay. Okay. That's it, Vishal, from my side. Do you have any questions, Hema? Vishal, otherwise Vishal will take over.
Okay, thank you, Anumant. Hema, just a few questions. Can you share something either on professional front, academic front, or personal life, where you went extra mile to achieve something beyond what was expected? Could be anything, could be out of your hobbies, passion, academics, project, anything. I want to know where you can justify that you really went extra mile.
Can I share two?
Yeah, you can.
That before semester exams, I got chicken pox.
Oh, okay.
So that is one thing. So I want to share this for one thing. Like even my friend, she got dengue during the semester exams and she couldn't write one exam. But she's the topper of her class. She's the topper of her university for EC branch. She is always 9.8, and because of that, she is having 2 backlogs. And for that, she wouldn't attempt this TCS opportunity.
Okay.
And I mean, just before the semester exams, I got recovered completely, and so I couldn't just get even pass marks for that. So that is one thing I would like to share, that even topper couldn't attempt because of one extra backlog. I just want to share that. And another thing is like the project. So academic year project, we have a team, and in our team, only one teammate has a laptop, and we have to work on software skills itself. And the rest of the two, they are not having it when we have started the project. And I am the project lead for a academic year. And then how I separated it, like out of our 4, actually we have 5 of us, but one, she couldn't come to the college and she expired during the project period.
Oh.
And out of these 4, I took the one who has laptop for designing part and the other 2 for exploring the things which are needed for the project, and also for documentation part. So I have divided that and I have executed that thing. So these two things I want to share. That's it.
I'm little confused about the first thing which you shared. You were referring about yourself or your topper friend?
So both, sir. So I got chickenpox and she got dengue, sir.
Okay.
That is for different semester, sir.
No, I'm trying to understand. See, my question was the second case I could make out that with one laptop you could manage and suddenly you were less team size. Okay, and yeah, that I could make out. But in the first thing which you shared, what exactly you are trying to refer by going extra mile?
So like I haven't gone to college for last 1 month. So on
Okay.
which most syllabus was covered. So that's what I have to say. I mean, to cover that syllabus, what I have gone through.
Okay.
And even my friends supported for that.
Okay, correct. Yeah, no, see why I was confused about you, I can understand, but you also mentioned about your friend. Okay. Okay, and
For
then you
like
said, please go ahead.
so that is for like if you have to apply for TCS, there should be only one current backlog, no sir.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah, so that I have referred, sir. Though she's topper, she couldn't because of that.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. Good, Hema. As such, I don't have any further questions. If you have some question for us.
The same thing which I meant, is there any chance that we can increase the backlog count to appear for TCS interview?
Okay. Fine. See, feedback we will share with our HR team, right? See, because what happens when you look at number of candidates across the country, right? There are lakhs and lakhs of candidates. Okay. So always first filtering will go with certain generic standard rules. Okay. Because see, and then comes your written test followed by interview. Correct. So first filtering will always happen with certain generic rules. Not only to yourself, but yeah, now I'm switching to the entire audience because this video is a simulation, and I'm sure many other students would look at this video and they may also have similar questions that somebody was deserving, but because of one or the other issues, they are not meeting this initial criteria by TCS or by other such organizations. See, there is no need to get disappointed with this. And that's why if you see, Hanumant had asked one very, very interesting question to you. Have you participated in hackathons or any such contests? Okay. See, TCS also has very well-known contest called CodeVita, right? And we have seen many candidates hired directly based on their CodeVita performance. Correct. So look out for all those opportunities and suddenly you will find something which will be a bit exceptional in terms of this basic criteria, and you can still get into companies like TCS. Right. So yeah, you may even pass it on this message to your friends, plus from the audience. Yeah. Any such things, please don't get disappointed, but keep proving yourself. Okay. Push yourself for that extra mile. Find out what all opportunities are available to prove yourself. Correct. And that's how you grow in career. Okay. And other point, something different I'm going to share here. See, this case is unfortunate. You know, anybody can get sick. Right now, you mentioned about dengue. Even pandemic is going on. It is still not over. Okay. Anything can happen, and suddenly you get one backlog, two backlogs. Suddenly you can't appear for that exam, and even after making so many exceptions, let's say you still cannot sit for campus interviews. Does that mean you are supposed to get disappointed? See, always remember one thing, that whatever happens is to make best out of it. Okay. It's always to make best out of it. Right? I'll give you one very interesting example. Okay. See, my parents are doctors. Okay. And I'm sure, you know, when parents are doctors, they always want their 90% parents would want, you know, their children should become doctors. My elder sister, she upfront, she said, I don't want to go into science or anything. I am a literature student. Right? So she was safe in her career. I was a science student. So obviously, whole expectation will be, he is a science student, he should become a doctor. Correct? Lot of stories around, on the merit, I could not get into medical just by 2 marks. Okay. And when you consider 2 marks, sometimes you think of lot of permutation combinations. Just, sharing like in physics in one particular problem, a very minor mistake, and I lost 3 marks. I actually went there for that rechecking, so I could realize these things. Right. So anyways, personally, I was not disappointed, but my parents were. I got into computers, and see, the best part is the moment on the screen, it was showing up that, okay, all medical seats are gone. And I was still, like 7th or 8th because of that 2 marks difference. I started thinking this way. Okay, what is best in me? Biology or maths? Right? Though my marks were almost same, in biology, I had put a hell lot of effort. Okay, hours and hours of mugging up things and, practicing, and that's where I could score more. Whereas in maths, very easily I could score that much. So that means the answer was very clear that my brain is mathematics, right? My brain. So, okay, positively I took it computer engineering. And then, I realized, okay, fine, within 4 years, your studies are done. That's where I also realized I'm not a guy who can go for 10, 12 years of studies. Okay, going for medicine, going for next, studying for 10, 12 years. And then, that I would have probably got into depression. I can really feel that, right? Versus this was best for me. So just, when we are sharing our stories, nobody should get disappointed who is starting with your career. Everything, initially, it looks that it was unfortunate. It is only to bring best out of you. Right? So please pass on that message. Some more points on these interviews, then I'll open up to Hanumant and Anup also to share the feedback. Specifically, see the way Hema simulated, she is not from computer science. She is from electronics and communication. The interview started around UI technologies, where she mentioned that, okay, only few web pages she has created. Right? So she was not interviewed on any programming language or any other IT technology areas. But see, on UI front, what we could clearly make out that even if she has only created few web pages, her concepts are very clear. Okay. It means the way she was explaining about CSS, about events on a button, she has done that. It was quite revealing that she has clearly done that hands-on. She is very clear. Right? Where she was confused, she was not making up any answer. She was she clearly mentioned, no, I haven't worked on that. Okay. Right? So those are positive takeaways, because see, many students, you are not from computer science background and you are being interviewed in IT company. Willingness has to be there. Why you want to join IT company? That willingness. And don't just keep it random that, no, I'm interviewed, so I'm here. And then you expect us to ask questions about your either electronics or mechanical or so on. You are appearing for IT company, correct? You would have decided months back, right? So have you started learning some programming skill? Have you started learning some UI skills, something on SQL? Okay. For that only, we have this Launchpad initiative. So this session is also part of Launchpad initiative. There are already 38,000 students engaged. Have you leveraged it? Everybody who is registered for TCS interview, almost every week, there is some mailer being sent to you. Have you leveraged? Correct? So you need to showcase that next step you have taken towards IT. We don't expect you to be at that particular depth like our CSIT students. Right? CSIT students, maybe, Anup would have asked pretty much in depth about HTML5 tags and lot of things, buffering issues and what happens in UI at a very high level. But since Hema is from electronics, we kept it at a very, initial level. And that's where we have judged that, yes, she fits in our IT industry. Correct? So prepare your next step. Okay, so you can showcase your willingness that you are ready to put efforts. You are actually putting all these efforts, right? Over last few months, you have been doing it. And within that time frame, this is the knowledge practically you are able to articulate. Articulate means you are able to speak and convince the interview panel. That is required if you are not from computer science background. Okay, right? Anything else, Hema, you would like to share to the audience how you prepared for TCS, because you also joined TCS a few months back, right? So how you prepared as a non-computer science student, please, you can go ahead.
Hi all. So in our curriculum from Andhra University, we just have seen our first semester and data structures, and that's not much. And as you know, like for written test, it's as usual. I went through YouTube videos on each topic and I have prepared for that. And coming to interview, I make sure that I can talk on what I have written on my resume. So like my whole TR round and MR round went only on like one line in my resume. So I have mentioned as C as my skills. So then the whole TR round is on just C, and in MR round is on one particular line of my hobby, and from that it went much. So whatever you write on your resume, be careful, and you should be able to speak something or more about that. So I did few external certifications as well, but that too a little long, and so I couldn't speak much. So I haven't included that in my resume. So make sure that your resume matters most. So that's it. Like HR, how my HR round went is that, so initially when tell me about yourself comes, HR shouted on me, like repeated slowly. So later I come to know that few HRs will do that to check how the reaction of the candidate would be if they shout on us. That is also one thing. So don't depress when anyone talks to you like that. Just stay positive and answer. So what you feel at the heart. So that's it. That's it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Emma. Hanumant, any feedback from you and any guidelines for the students?
Yes, Vishal. Yeah. See, all the students actually, whoever gets some knowledge on any technology or any programming knowledge, don't stick to our programs, whichever we are practicing. Select any coding challenges platforms like HackerRank, HackerRate. There are some free registrations are happening. Go there, go into those platforms. Take up any one challenge. There you will come to know, even though you write 100% of your code, whatever you are thinking right, but you won't get 100 marks, 100% mark. Then you will realize that whatever I am writing the code, that is not, enough. So something is expected, like validations, positive test cases, negative test cases, boundary condition test cases. Lot of things you need to concentrate. Let us take simple example for all the audience. I will ask you a simple question. Add two numbers. So when I write this question in Eclipse or in a C++ editor or in a C# editor, I can easily write, simply I will take two inputs and simply I will display system.out.println, I will display. But think in the different way. When we are working in the projects, we have to think in all the ways. Like, what if the two numbers are not integers? Whatever the inputs you are getting are not the integers. One is integer, another one is came like string format. And two now inputs, whatever you got, are strings. How do you perform addition? So these are all the things actually I'm telling test cases. As a developer, as a implementer, you need to think in all the possible ways for a given requirement to implement. See, that's what I told simply. In A plus B is simple answer for our answer to implement. In Eclipse or in C++ editor, it will work perfect. But when you work in a coding challenges platforms or events, they will check your knowledge in all these ways. What if I give two non-integer numbers, his code is working or not? If I give one integer and another non-integer number, his code is working or not? If I give two strings, his code is concatenating two strings or not? So these are all the test cases they will write actually. That's what I'm requesting all of you, and I'm suggesting whenever you are good at, or at least medium, or at least you are learner, no problem. Go to coding challenges platforms, platforms, test your knowledge over there at least once in a week, or at least once in bi-weekly. Then you will come to know what are the extra precautions you need to take apart from direct straightforward coding. This is one of the important thing I noticed from many trainees, Vishal. I just want to share with them.
Yeah, thank you. Good, very practical point. Yes, that really matters. Okay, I'll just tell you one thing, guys. You might feel that what Hanuman shared is may not be relevant always. Guys, see, if this boundary condition fails, whole system can crash. Okay, you see issues like stock market going down for 1 minute and lakhs of crores of impact. It's all because of these small failures. Right, so that's why it is very important. Thanks, Hanuman. Yeah, Anup, over to you.
So my suggestion is, while you are preparing the portfolio or resume, don't try to fill up a lot of things there. Just fill up those things that you are confident. Say, I want to fill up everything like I had worked in Java, Spring, Hibernate, Angular. So anyway, no need of that one. Which one is you are confident, and based on that only your questions will come. Just like Hema said, she is confident. I mean, she's worked only in C, C++, and she mentioned only those things. And the interview comes in those areas only. Otherwise, you may mention that I have worked in Spring and I have worked in Angular. The thing is that the questions will also come in that area. At that time, you can't able to clear those questions. So that will obviously reduce your score also. So don't try to foolish the interviewer. Okay, and one more thing. On top of, I'm adding to Hanuman's question. Whenever, while you are in the team and on, try to understand the requirements thoroughly. Without understanding the requirement, if you are going through, say, just like Hanuman said, try to create a program to add two numbers. So you stop everything and open the Eclipse and you created two variables A and B and you performed everything. But these, whatever Hanuman is mentioned, we need to implement it in an object-oriented perspective, like we need to implement some polymorphism concept. If those things are you missed, you can't able to implement the things. So try to understand the requirement thoroughly, then only start or code whatever you want. Okay, so that is one suggestion that you can utilize in your career also. All the best to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Anup. So thank you, guys. Yeah, I just wanted to add. I recollected right now. I was referring that my own personal example. Missing by 2 marks. Chemistry used to be my easiest subject where I was very confident I'm going to score 95, more than 95. I was so much prepared. Somehow, prior night, board exam, whole night I could not sleep. I don't know why. Even as you ask me today, what is the reason? I don't know why. And because of that, the side effect was I could not even complete full paper. I could attempt only for 90 marks. Okay. So definitely God had different plans for me, right? And I'm taking it all things positive. So yeah, guys, it was really good session for all of us. This is the 4th session. Every session we have shared one or the other guidelines. So please look at all previous sessions also. I have shared on chat how you can access our community, and all our past videos are available in that community. And I will also be posting today's video very soon, maybe tonight or by tomorrow morning. So thank you all. Thank you, Anup, Hema, Hanumant. We can close the call.
Thank you, Vishal. Thank you all.
Thank you, Vishal. Thank you all.